Just made it in. I've been here for about like 20 minutes. And everything was good, man. We had a good day. Uh, in the doctoral library at GCU. Yeah. Right, right. Yeah. Peace, 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 everybody. I just like to jump on here and do recaps for the people. I don't care if nobody on here. I put it out there for the people after I go out and do my regular work, and this be my community service. I get paid swell to lecture on college campuses and to tutor students in academia, and part of my charitable religious services is to come back and share some of the wisdom with my brothers and sisters. Not for the ones that just in academia that have the money to pay. I jump on here and ask for small donations that I get paid swell for. Let me take my jacket off. I ain't had a chance to relax. Give me a second. Take this stuff off. 1 second. Let me get comfortable. What they be saying on campus? Sheep, take your time. Sheep, take your time. We waiting. They be waiting, man. So I just want to share a little things with us real fast while I got a little time. While I got a little time, I'm gonna always come back and give the message to my brothers and sisters that I do on campus. And like I say, I do this for love. I come back and do these teachings on the internet for small donations that I do in real life with real people that's into what I'm into. And most of them don't look like me. So the first thing we destroyed is that fake curse of Ham. From the Jewish perspective, we deal with all the Zohar and the Talmud and the Kabbalah and the Sephirots. So in one dictionary, a Bible dictionary or a gazette, it's the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. And it clearly states in there that Negroes are not from the line of Ham. You never know what that meant. You never asked your pastor. I'll break it down to you because you can't be following a pastor. I'll give you a prime example. One of my elders from Harvard, and he asked all the Europeans, how can y'all think y'all from a prestigious library, university, and you still calling a person Hebrew a Greek name? Where's the sense in that? Where's the logic in that? If you show scholarship, what's the name? Because a Hebrew don't give themselves Greek names. Now we got to know this. That's why Steve Coakley told all our brothers the Greek is a fraud, not the European. Ham, perhaps Hot, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood. Hmm, hmm, Before the flood. So where are they getting this stuff from, y'all? This is what I tell everybody before the flood. Then they say everything it's not canon. For you don't know. For they can give you some replacement theology or some replacement stuff. Where are they talking about all this? If they talk about and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood, huh? Born probably about 96 years before the flood. And one of the 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, Canaanites. Genesis 10, 6 and 20. I told y'all, our people ain't nothing but followers. I told y'all, they talk this curse of Ham. What curse of Ham? What curse of Ham? I told you. I break this stuff down. If they talk about the youngest son of Noah, probably about 96 years before the flood, where you getting it from? You can't even explain it. Your Hebrew Israelite brothers can't explain it because their wisdom is a tittle, because they arguing with people over a skin tone, which means poo fucking diddly. And one of the 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, Canaanites. Genesis 10, 6 and 20. His indency, when his father lay drunken, brought a curse upon Canaan. Bullshit. Ham, the youngest son. We spoke of that. We know Japhet is the origin of the so-called Europeans, and Ham is the origin of the Hamites in Africa and Arabia, which only leaves Shem as the origin of the Negroes. However, it's important to note that Zondervan does not provide any explanation for the statement as to why they don't believe the Negroes came from Ham. You ain't never asked that? Well, the Bible says, John 8, 45 and 47, and because I tell you the truth, you believe me not, which you covenanted me of sin. And if I say the truth, why do you not believe me? He that is of God hears God's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of God. That's John 8, 45 and 47, when you say you a Negro. You're not of God, because the Bible said we made in the image of gods. We are gods. You ain't no Negro. You ain't no slave, period. You royal priesthood. Never had no history of no slave. We dress like the Levites, the royal priesthood. What are these brothers talking about? Getting their science twisted. Getting the science all the way twisted. We know. So I'm going to give you a little bit of religious truth. Then tomorrow, if I have time after campus, I'm going to break down what all this means. I did in the DAP class to remove the veil. When the European always try to act like we don't know the holy words, just like in Atlantis of the latter days, the European try to call himself El Elyon, and that ain't nothing but the Osiris mysteries. The European ain't nothing but a transcriber. Big facts. They my son. Especially if they Masons, they'll tell you. That's why our brothers is lost. So watch this. Was everyone on the planet black before Noah's flood? And the Bible will say in the beginning everything was dark. Don't it? So watch this. All your brothers, your preachers, your black preachers talk about it's not canon. Who said? How somebody gonna say something not canon they couldn't read, and you transcribe, you brought everything to them, and they gonna tell you it's not canon. They're gonna tell you that the 18 missing years and everything that goes with it is not canon. Well, all God's word is used for edification. And if you don't have all of it, you're missing a puzzle. You can't just piece it together. And that's what Negroes do, especially with etymology. Was everyone on the planet black before Noah's flood? We talk about before the flood. You talk about all these sons, all this before the flood. Where are you getting it from? The book of Enoch seems to indicate that the world before Noah's flood was a much darker place as far as melanin is concerned. Stay in context. While the book of Enoch is not considered canon, which they call official scripture, but all my Jewish brothers know better than that. We know better than that. It's very important to the ancient Hebrews. Just like the Book of Mormon is plagiarized from the view of the Hebrews. I can show you word for word, paragraph for paragraph. In fact, it was so important that they hid it amongst the Dead Sea Scrolls at the Qumran. at the Qumran. And then you got to start looking at Noah's birth. Look at Noah's birth for all my Bibles, for all my preachers, for all my people that talk about they love the scriptures and took an oath. To all my lying lawyers, to all my fraternity brothers and my Freemasons that took an oath to lie and to keep the history compelled, to call you some Negro, some slave. After a time, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech. She became pregnant by him and brought forth a child. Listen to the story. The flesh of which was white as snow. We know in the color spectrum, white comes from dark. You can't get it no other way. These big facts. And red as a rose, the hair of whose head was white like wool and long, and whose eyes were beautiful. When he opened them, he illuminated all the house like the sun. The whole house abounded with light. And when he was taken from the hand of the midwife, opening his mouth, he spoke of the Lord's righteousness. Then Lamech, his father, was afraid of him, and flying away came to his own father, Methuselah, and said, I have begotten a son, unlike to other children. He is not human, but resembling the offspring of the angels of heaven. Like we always thought everything in heaven is white, is of a different nature from ours, being altogether unlike to us. The book of Enoch, 105, 1 and 3. Now you got the same mom and the dad. The only way you can come out like that is what? And I'm going to show you in the Bible what they called them. I mean, come on. Albion, what did they call them in ancient times? Come on, man. This is too simple. The continent of Africa, this shit is too simple. We let people get us caught up in bullshit. Here go the Bible. Here go the elephant in the room. The 3 verses in the book of Enoch that provide a glimpse into what was going around in the world at the time of Noah's birth. Now, we talk about the time of Noah's birth, right? In order to make this easier, we're going to break down the information from 2 sections. Noah was born with white skin. Noah did not look like other humans. Lamech believed Noah was the son of an angel. Angels were having children on earth. What the text implies, what the biblical scripture implies, white skin was not common among humans. The children of angels, Nephilim, were white. Now, you know, Nephilim in ancient times and modern times is nothing but albino. Come on. Although the Nephilim play a very important role in Noah's flood, they are beyond the scope of what we're talking about. I'm going to talk about the days of Noah, were the sons of God and the coming of the apocalypse. I'm going to talk about all that. And if humans were white, what color were they? The text seems to imply that pre-flood humans were people of color, just like in the 1828 Webster Dictionary. What do it say the American is? The copper color races. Look at what a Hebrew is, the Hebrew. And from science, they were most likely brown or darker skinned people. Just like all over history when I give you peer-reviewed scholarly research. If you still aren't convinced that the pre-flood people were people of color, Lamech's word, being altogether unlike to us, proved that everything about Noah was different, including the skin color, right? Noah, the black albino. Although Noah was described as having white skin, we know that not only Europeans have white skin, black people can also be born with white skin. And we refer to these people as albinos, right? I mean, I'll show you something. Look, I'll show you a couple. Right? I mean, same family. We let people get us caught up in the wrong thing because we got the wrong people talking. And you can clearly see white babies are not only born to Europeans. It's a scientific fact that the black people can have white children, but white people cannot have a black child. And the only way for those races to exist on the planet is they started dark and then became lighter over time, which we call grafting. Enoch, Lamech, and Noah were all from the line of Seth, Adam's third son. And if they were people of color, it also indicates that Seth was a man of color, which will also make Adam a man of color. Look, man, Genesis 2:7 tells us that Adam was created from the dust of the earth. Now, in Mesopotamia region, where the garden was located, all of the soil is colored. But that ain't no strong argument. The strongest argument for Adam being black are the 3 verses that I gave you. And any Bible that you get on your grandma's shelf, those so-called 12 tribes that Negroes arguing, that's nothing but the continent of Africa, Kibbalah, or Nexmo, whatever you want to call it. And if Noah was white and other humans were not, they were likely brown or dark skinned. And if humans were brown or dark skinned, it would have been passed down from Adam. That's the only way. And if brown or dark skin was passed down from Adam, it would mean that Adam was most likely brown or dark skinned. This is just science. These are reasonable conclusions based solely on the Bible. That brings us to the most controversial conclusion, to where the evidence leads us. So when we talk about the image of God, we're constantly bombarded with image of a white God or a Christ. When you see my brothers that call themselves Hebrew Israelites or whatever, and they got some, this ain't Jesus, nobody never said that. It's no picture. So now that's erroneous. All my Jewish brothers and my Jewish rabbis that's under the cloth like me, I laugh at that goofy shit too. They like, that ain't nothing but a white dude named Tom. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Bill. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Billy Bob. If race doesn't matter and God is just a spirit without race, why is he always depicted as a white and not dark or Arab or even Asian, which they are? And when people understanding, we the only group of people that our Messiah don't look like us. If we're going to talk about prophecy and biblical scripture, and then we got to say God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, over the earth, over every creeping thing that creeped upon the earth." So God created man in the image. In the image of God created he, him. Created he, him. Created he, him. Male and female created he, them. The Yah and the way, the A and the E. Genesis 1:26-27. And if God made man in his image and after his likeness, what would that man look like? He will look like God. And many people try to downplay the appearance of God by saying that God is a spirit. Yeah, we know that. We know that, which means he doesn't have a body or color. But that's not spiritual, and that's not scripture. It's personal belief and opinion. Adam had arms, legs, hair, face, skin color. Adam was walking, talking, self-portrait of the Creator. This brings us back to the book of Enoch. If the people in Noah's time were not white, and all of the people on the earth were black, skin per se, don't get caught up in that black. We know better than that. What color was Adam? And if Adam was created in the image of God, and Adam was a man of color, what does that say about God? I mean, this ain't nothing all hard. Like when we talk about etonyms during the course of research, when you look up Zephaniah in the biblical scripture, right? Y'all all heard of Zephaniah? Right? You're going to run into Cushi, Zephaniah's father. It's similar to Cush. And then you got to do the origin and the term etonym. And here's how it's defined. An ethnic name ascribed to a people or group, the proper name by which a people or ethnic group is called or known. The following is a complete list of the ethonyms in the Bible and some of the places you can find them. Cush, Cushite, black. Cush was the son of Ham and the father of Nimrod. He is the origin of the Cushites, who are most often associated with Ethiopia and are known for having black skin. Right? That's in Genesis chapter 10, verse 6 and 8, right? So we be letting people get us caught up in that Negro slave stuff. Talk about some African named after a European off some video. Somebody sent me a video. I said, man, all that stuff is fake. All that stuff is propaganda. These brothers not scholars. And I ain't saying you have to go to academia to do that, but you can't put that out and profess it's academia and sell it and then knowing it's fake, because that's premeditated. And then our brothers, this academia and scholarship. And our brothers that's known for this. Like, we a stiff-necked people, man. Isaiah 11:11. It's a Hebrew name, Cush and Cushi. the father of Zephaniah. It's very likely that they were named so because of what? The skin tone. Ethiopian, burnt face. The name Ethiopia, what they say, burnt face. Just like in what is the 1599 Geneva Bible, they don't call you African or nothing. All in Jeremiah, they call you blackamoor. If more men black, it would have called you a black. Black is describing the hue of that more. I can show you in Thomas Jefferson Quran when they called you a Corsican, a pirate, a Berber. All those words are synonymous, meaning the same shit. Real talk. Genesis 2 and 13, Numbers 12 and 1, Isaiah 18 and 1. I speak like this on the college campus. I just did. Just left. I get handshakes. I get peace, Rabbi. And I know they go a black rabbi. Hell no. Because I be like, I don't identify that black shit. You come with that black shit, to me, that's anti-Semitic. Miss me with that shit. You can miss me with that. Real quick. Ham, Cham, Cham, is a Hebrew name, but it's also an Egyptian word that means black. The meaning of the name and the location where his descendants settled is why he is easily associated with Africans. Genesis 5:32, 1 Chronicles 4 and 40, Psalms 105:23. Just like when I get into my Hebrew, when I tell you what this means, they always, no disrespect, they always try to name themselves something because they know you don't know. But they know I know. I'm part of the cloth. And we hate that. I'm like, why do you hate that? People be talking about stuff they don't know. They'll talk about some Illuminati. Illuminati don't care about no regular Negro with no money. You can't teach the world with no paper. People got money. Real money. Kedar. In the Bible, when it says dark, I am dark as the curtains of Kedar. Kedar. I am dark and calmly. I am dark and Cham, like the curtains of Kedar. Swarty, like Swarty Paya, aka Black Pete from the Netherlands. I'm gonna show y'all when I go to Europe, when I go to all the universities. Do y'all know Kedar was Abraham's grandson through Ishmael? Swarty is defined as dark skin. Just like brunette, you be seeing brunette, that's dark, that's brown. Genesis 25:13, Song of Solomon 1 and 5, Isaiah 21 and 17. The KMT and the Met-Teneter, Egypt, land of the blacks. While we refer to this country Egypt, Mizraim, misery, bondage, that's what they try to say. They try to refer to everything as dark, to something bad, gloomy. Nah, we know better than that. Because the first will be last and the last will be first. I know about all that. I know about all this shit. It was actually known as KMT to the Egyptians. And it's impossible to perpetuate the lie, no disrespect, of a European and Albion Trilodite Egypt, when the ancient name literally means the exact opposite. That's why I ask people, why would you argue with somebody that say they grew up with dinosaurs and they have no shoes or no education system? And Socrates and Plato and Aristotle came to the continent and were killed for the science. I mean, please. I'm not going to give nobody no power over me because they more organized as a people, and it's only a few of us that can go in any house. I'm okay with that. That's why I bring my people up with me. The European did it. Genesis 12:10, Numbers 22:11, Ezekiel 32 and 12. Nigger, Niger. I know how they trick it all up. I know about the Nagas, just like when I show y'all the little European, when they like spell niggas. And he had to ask, can you put it in the sentence? Can you give me the etymology? He had to ask, can you give me the root of it? He wanted to know where they was coming from. What type of people he was saying. The etymology of the word, the root of the word. Ruddy, reddish brown. Right? That's one of the most misinterpreted words in the Bible. Rudy and red are the same Hebrew word in the Bible. When it comes to animals, like they call it the red heifer, people have no problem identifying it to a brown cow. But when applied to people, they suddenly change the definition to blushing white or sunburned white. Man, get out of here. Man, the sun kissed you. You ain't no sunburn. Without any explanation as to how it went from one extreme to the other. Numbers 19 and 2, 1 Samuel 16 and 12, Lamentations 4 and 7, right? So what's the argument? I still ask the person, what's the argument? I love all my brothers, but a lot of people are wrong with their science. They're wrong with their science, especially when they out in the corners telling people about things. And I said, well, if you basing your things on commandments, you don't even have on the attire. You don't even have on the attire. Where's your talent? What's your fringes? Where's your tunic? If you're a royal priesthood with the embroidery, with the fringes. We're not here to do that, man. So that's what I ask my brothers and sisters, man. As the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Matthew 24 and 37. Right? Disciples of Christ came to him in private to ask for signs of the end of the ages. And he responded with the above sentence. But what happened during the days of Noah that made Christ point to it as a reference? And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them as wives of all which they chose. Genesis 6, 1 and 2. And we can get all into the debate of that. But they say in the Bible, the children of angels and humans, women were hybrid giants called Nephilim. So today they call them albinos. Mythology, the children of gods and human women were hybrids called demi-gods, which became the heroes, Hercules, Perseus. Modern day, the children of aliens and humans were called hybrids. What makes these ideas even more controversial and disturbing is a prophecy found in the book of Daniel concerning the end of the ages. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seeds of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Daniel 2 and 43. I mean, I could go all through it. I hope we study from a level of understanding and not from anger, because if we're going to base things on the Bible, we got to use the biblical scriptures. And the Bible, I can use the Bible, all Bible, and show you that the father of civilization is the misnomer black man, proved by the Bible only. Proved by the Bible only. All that the Negro is a beast by them European Masons is trash. All them brothers on them conscious communities that use Zachariah stitching for a speaking reference is trash. Zachariah stitching is all pseudo. Talk about some Anunnaki. Man, that's the Iberian. Man, my European Jewish colleagues will tell you that. My Russian colleagues will tell you that. I'll take you right to the Greek restaurant where I know a guy from Russia will tell you. Be like, man, that's you. You know, alien. Turning around, you see the feds, you see the toppies, you see the tarbouche. So it's nothing to argue about. It's nothing I'm going to argue about with no one, especially nobody that look like me. I will block everybody that look like me. I have no time to argue. And so I come in peace and love. And I say, if we're going to teach more science, all the stuff I'll be showing, like the more Zionist Jews, like, come on, the Bible, everything. We can't let nobody get us caught up in man-made dogma. If you say you are more, and you study more science, because I can get even more technical. Listen to this. Just like you are Moor by birth, but are you Moorish? You could be a Jew by birth, but are you Jewish? Jewish has nothing to do with your skin tone on that in this context. So when a European, the Albert, the Trelodite could say they Jewish, they didn't say they Jewish. You got to understand that. So then the whole conversation is what a Jew, because I'm not going to get into a debate or argument with nobody that's Jewish of what they are and what they're not. You have the right to tell me exactly who you are out your mouth. You have the right. If you tell me out of your face that, hey man, I'm Jewish, boom, 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 and I'm from this, that, and the other. Like I got a European colleague. He's not Jewish. He's Bosnian American. Say he is Christian. I got a friend from Egypt. That's a Christian. They say Allah, but he say, man, we just say God. But he say, I understand in certain areas where it's an Islamic area. And that's all I'm saying, man. That's all I be telling my brothers, man. Like, it's time, if we say that's who we are, to support something, to do something about it, not just bark like dogs. Because we don't need a film, Hebrews to Negroes, even though no matter what good it did or what bad it did, we don't need that to tell us who we are. A movie, and if European Jews, whatever you want to call them, is mad about that, then every misnomer Negro should be mad about all these films, even that old Birth of a Nation, all these misnomer black slave movies. All the brothers that say they some Jews should be highly pissed and should be like, that's anti-Semitic, because we all come from no Africa, and that's a big fact. A lot of our families was here. History says that. So the only thing we can be mad at is our families, and allowing our families to continue to regurgitate this trash. Our teachers, our preachers, we should be pointing the finger like Michael Jackson says, the man in the mirror. Just like when you looking at the toothpick in somebody's eye and we got a log in ours, we should be upset with our own preachers and teachers. Like, why you ain't teaching this? What you talking about? A part of us got to die, we some slave. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We got to get that. We got a church full of people that's not educated with no business and don't understand that the church is an organization, is a nonprofit organization, and the pastor, the head, supposed to be a leader, a pillar in the community, an educator, able to take finances and build, just like I'm doing, with a small level of people, create, able to educate the people, have an infrastructure. If our children are not doing that good in school or academically or athletically, we have that source. To have a source where the men can come and talk, especially that mental health, can come and meditate, can have a place to come worship and prayer, for the children can see us striving to do something, so we can buy things in our community like all the land, all the plight in the neighborhood, which I show my brothers and sisters how to do. I don't do nothing fake. I mean, we can own our community how? Just like the Jewish people, just like anybody else. Because when you organize the right way, your taxes in for the federal government, and your neighborhood can become religious community. You can have your own charter schools. It can be a private community in your own neighborhood. You can buy the stuff, just like we buying land. Like, all we need is the people. That's it, and we're proven. I don't do anything fake like these people would be trying to say. Oh, we got these land and all. They're trying to sell you an acre for 10,000. No, we're proven. Been doing this for years. All it takes is the people, and we have a lot to offer. So with that being said, man, I love everybody, man. We got to get out of all that hate. Oh, I'm an Egypt this, Talib is this, I'm a Moor, I'm an Al-Islam Muslim, I'm a Christian. Okay, I'll get all that, my brother, my sister, but I guarantee you we're using the same book, and how can you get a different story than me? You got to be arbitrary explaining something. And then how can you get different law? And I'm breaking down the law, and I can rest my case. And I've done this a plethora of times with real law people, with real district attorneys, with real prosecutor attorneys, with real judges. I mean, come on. Come on, man. Like, I mean, serious. I never leave my people in no burning house. I never tell nobody that you some sovereign citizen to drive without no license to do none of that goofy shit that you'll see these people doing on the internet. Talking about they some more sovereign citizen. Well, the European is a sovereign citizen too, and they get you locked up with them. Come on, man. I speak truth, and everybody know it. And the only people be mad is people that've been doing criminal stuff. And it's a lot of Moors that be on the internet and in real life that got in trouble. They just don't want to admit it, and they try to come to me thinking they're gonna get something, and the only thing you're gonna get from me is wisdom. And I can smell the criminal behavior like an alcoholic. I can smell it. I know what these brothers be coming with. Oh man, I want to claim my nationality. I say, I can't do that for you, my brother. I can teach you this. I'm a tribal leader. I can teach you the truth. If you don't know who you are by proclaiming, declaring, have due process, if you don't know what the SF 181 form is, if you don't know about proclaiming, declaring, having due process, if you don't know about the SF 181 form, if you don't know about Declaration of Human Rights Article 15, if you don't know about the House Joint Resolution 75, if you don't know about the tribal laws, which you have the right to do, and all that stuff that pertain to this, if you don't understand that national is your name, a national name, annexing your L and B to your name, you really don't really understand. And everything else is like what I call pageantry and criminal behavior. Oh, I want to figure out how not to pay taxes. Oh, I want some ID. That's all these Moors want. And I say that's criminal, 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 criminal. Oh, I want some international ID. To do what? Well, I want to expatriate from this de facto government. You still stay in your mama house. So you finna expatriate, do all this dumb shit somebody on the internet told you to do, and you still live in your neighborhood and work your job, and then get mad when your ass get fired from your job. Because where you live is a right to work state. And that should be mail fraud. If any of my moochies on here, I told everybody a long time ago. I said I don't say names that much because I don't want to give nobody that much attention. I said let the chips fall where they may be. I speak out verbatim. They like, well, who? I said if anybody doing it, if your grandma doing it, if my grandma doing it, if anybody doing it around me, they wrong. I'm talking about them. That's what I'm talking about. Every brother that's out here doing some fraudulent shit, leading their people in the burning house with that old trickery bullshit internet shit. Yes, I'm talking about them. Every one of them. Every one of them. If you know any, if I'm talking about them, if the shoe fit, wear it. Talk about all of them. Men, women, all of them that you'll see on the internet selling people ID, fake, 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 fake. Everybody talk about they finna, what they say, how you cancel corporate debt, all that fraudulent shit, all that secret treaty of Verona shit that these Negroes don't know what the hell they be talking about. All that shit is fraud. Squatting in houses, fraud. Expatriating from the de facto government, the dumbest shit ever. All that shit is done. All that shit is done. Getting some fake ass bonds from somebody, some fake ass morals, some shit. Think you're gonna take that to the bank? You got to go to jail because you got to be crazy. And I said our people fall for this Jedi mind trick so often. That's why all these Europeans making all these YouTube videos of these sovereign citizen Moors. I be cracking up. I be like, yep. And everybody know I'm telling the truth. Everybody know it. Everybody know it. I speak truth. I told y'all, I only had one European disrespectful come on my page, and that was his fault for not doing his research. But as my people know, what happened? Real quick. I told y'all what's gonna happen. I said he really don't know, but I said I know he a Mason in Indiana, and I'm sure his chapter gonna highlight it. I know that for a fact. Sure enough. You got to. You have to. And then you have the Moorish flag right behind you. And speaking, well, I'm not going to talk about no true this, but yeah, you have every right to talk about them goofy Negro sovereign citizens that's driving, talking about pulling out a whole bunch of paper. Just like I showed my notebook video on some dude with his little Barbie Benz, no disrespect, I think it was a BMW. I'm like, the internet is just so easy for the police now. They have a thing called the Internet Task Force. They just watch these Negroes. You look up, next thing you know, what I send to y'all. Him getting his shit told, screaming. Police like, shut up. They like, shut up. Do something. All of that. I don't care if you get away once or twice. That's what you want to do with your family and your kids. Just like I showed, just like y'all can pull up one of them fake USR brothers. He get pulled over. He talking all this mumbo jumbo, but get a police's license, registration, everything. The European like, this dude got to be crazy. They like, are y'all listening? He just gave him his license, registration, everything. Talk about, well, do you know I'm the governor of this and this? Yeah. Okay, well, okay, whatever, sir. Okay. Everybody want to play goddamn a prosecutor, attorney, and a defense lawyer on the internet. Like I play this on the internet or I play this on a TV show. Man, none of that shit works. If that's the case, all them brothers on the highway, why ain't none of these Moors talk about they no law defending them pro bono? They don't even know what quid pro quo means. They don't know nothing. That's why I'm saying all these brothers get on the internet. Well, they did this. Okay, if that's the case, we'll defend all them brothers that getting ready to go to jail, that got jury by trial, that got court-appointed attorneys, that done postponed the day cases. All these so-called scholars and all. Let's talk about they know the law. Why ain't none of them defending them brothers? Why? Why nobody on here tell the truth about their cases? Why nobody gonna share the video of the dude that was there, that told everything, that said exactly what was happening, and they gonna use it against them? On there with some talk about this is some Moorish counselor, and he just telling everything. It was recorded. I'm telling y'all, people be mad. This public information. We gotta talk about DOT number, Free Information Act, precedented law cases. This shit is free information. He told everything. He said, yeah, we a militia. He said all that. He said everything was premeditated. He asked them, are y'all scared? Y'all scared like that's a threat. He said they didn't get put over. He said they didn't get put over. He said my man hit the brakes, boom, and pulled over, jumped out all this. He said, then on the police, he said the two agents. He told everything. He said one of the so-called leaders, y'all know the J dude, talking about he act like when the police came, he couldn't even walk. They had to put him and the other J dude in the ambulance. And then on the CD, it said, are the two agents okay? So that's his words, not mine. All the shit is recorded. They ain't get pulled over. And then if you so-called military, you so-called tactical, you so-called a leader, ain't no way in hell I'm going to and fro if I'm some leader, if I'm some commander, without making sure we got enough gas, tires right, enough petrol, make sure all our guns is carrying right, because you got to know law, local law. You got to know common law. You got to know traffic law. You just can't arbitrarily explain shit. You got to know how your guns and weapons have to be manufactured from one state to another. That's just law. That's just doing things the right way if you've done this shit a plethora of times. If not, you lying. And you lying to your people. And you sending people to a burning house. But what we do, just smile, he. And I said, this shit ain't no smile and he game. This shit is fucking serious. I told y'all, all these lower level military people playing a game with y'all. This shit is premeditated. I'm gonna show y'all. All that overthrowing the government is some European sovereign citizen shit, ex-military shit that you can see on CSI and all that shit. I can show you all the Europeans that do that shit. I can show y'all that shit. Y'all know I'm telling the fucking truth. You know I'm telling the truth. That's some criminal shit. That's all people want to do. You go through all that, get your car, do all this stuff, and then go to get a whole bunch of stack of fake ass papers to go through some goofy shit. Why? Why do we do that? The brother talked about he was making $5,000 a goddamn week. That's 20 bands a fucking month, right? That's 240 fucking thousand a year. This man said he quit his job to do all this and to get some land and to buy something, and then figured out later how to get it in their name. What type of goofy shit is that? And I don't mean no disrespect. You can hear how the brother talking. And then you see, do you want to be following anybody like that, that's speaking like that got some authority? Because if you scared, you're scared, somebody leading you in a burning house, man, you better say something. Give a shit about this dumb shit. Oh, so we all finna drink this Kool-Aid. Or y'all scared to drink the Kool-Aid, and you know this Kool-Aid got some motherfucking, what's that call that shit? That green shit. When now you be watching them shows, them ladies be killing their husband and shit. What they call that shit? Oh, come on, man. Fuck, they be putting in a Gatorade. I forget, but y'all know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. No, we ain't scared. So everybody go to a burning house. That shit is goofy as hell. And then if you know anything about tactical, hand on weapon, two hands on weapon is a fucking warning. You get your fucking head blew off with both hands on weapon. You know anybody trained. And when you get out and it's like you unarmed and you get out on a so-called, whatever you want to call the other people, and your people get out, not known, not trained, with both hand on weapon, man, shit, that's warning. You know it and I know it. Come on, man. So I ain't talking about nothing, no mystery. The man got on there and told. The man got on there and told everything on the video, told. And I told y'all a long time ago. When I started putting two and two together, I said, wait a minute. I said, these two people came with then boom. I said, these two people too. Then you got these other group of more. And I said, wait one goddamn minute. And then I said, oh, wait, well, let me see this other brother that be all on TikTok, all this. I said, then there's another one. I said, wait a minute. I said, all these brothers know each other. They fronting. I said, these niggas fronting. Then the drop came down like boom, 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 chic, blah, 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 boom, 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 wow, wow, wow. This is what it is. I said, man, stop playing with me. Not from no niggas in the streets. This should be free information. I told y'all, we act like we so smart, but then our brothers lead us to burn the house, and then we sit up and be like, well, I know. What science that people get in trouble? People lose their lives. People lose everything. You can't tell me, you cannot tell me that's anything righteous. You cannot. And that's what I'm saying. You cannot. And then we let people just ride off in the sunset. And I say, okay, well, if this was the drug game, people, I'll be like, oh, okay. So I get caught up selling heroin. All my workers, I'm right back out in a couple of weeks smiling everybody's face. Like, yep, I told y'all Sheik was out. How Sheik get out? What he out for? What he plead to? What the fuck he plead to? What he put up? Who put up something? You got a bail bondsman? When your court date? You got a jury trial? Who you telling on? Did you already do this? Are you an informant? This your thing? What type of crimes you gonna get? Are you gonna get out and go on the radar and pop back up somewhere else? What about the other dude that was the other agent dude? Where he at? That's why I be telling people, y'all better stop playing, man. This shit ain't no joke. People, this is law. People, this is real life. Y'all don't be knowing what be happening to people, all these people on YouTube. I'll tell you where they at. I know their real name. The nigga, a lot of them be in the crazy floor in the hospital. You doing all this retarded stuff. It's just like when you get in the streets hustling. You get caught up with a lot of work, you're going to act like you smoking. So these people, you want to act crazy? I'm going to, okay, with this sovereign citizen shit, I'm going to give your ass some medicine. Your ass going to be on the crazy floor. You halfway crazy any goddamn way. Just because you put on the goddamn fez and buy some goddamn Masonic gloves also where it don't mean shit. I'm telling you what I know. I love all my street preachers. I love all my street renegades. That ain't what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. That's a fact. This is criminal shit. These brothers done came in and twisted these fascist groups, then came in and then twisted science up. That's why they always can talk that Noble Drew Ali shit. Everything about the Moorish Science Temple, I'll show you. That 1099 ain't no goddamn trust. That's a religious affidavit. You can get that shit from me, from the CCRD, the County Recorder of Deeds. Them old motherfuckers be lying. Ain't no trust fund at the end of no goofy ass rainbow. Big facts. The state booklet, them Negroes, they had to tell the truth about the temple. But them Negroes in the introduction, tax evasion. You can be mad all you want to. So you can't come to me with no shit. You see, I got a father and I'm from the cloth. I don't do no criminal shit. I don't care if you or more, I don't give a shit. How long you been doing it? Man, you can't come to me with that trash. These temples be raggedy as shit. Point blank. These Moors they so poor because they don't do nothing, so they try to sell people nationality. They all know each other. They try to sell ID card. Well, we got to make some money. Well, no, if you want to be part of the Moorish Science Temple, yes, it's a fee for that. It's just the Moorish Science Temple. It's a membership. You can't make nobody nothing. These people lying. Come on, y'all. Islam Noble Dantes. You cannot be mad, man. Man, I get, man, if y'all don't got the one word Tartarians, man, I got all the science. These brothers be lying. These brothers be lying. That's why I don't say names. I know a whole bunch of Moors ran in China. I know a whole bunch of women making the goddamn international travel ID. And I said, where are you going to go with that? And I said, we that crazy? And all these brothers will get on it. Oh, I need that. You going to pay $300-$400 for that shit? Like, why? It ain't even part of nothing. Where you going to learn that? What a tribal leader. You want some ID. What you going to do with it? I told y'all. I told y'all. Your own people will do that shit to you. I've been doing this too long. If I want to make people ID, I could have been doing it. You know how many people email me, Sheik, can you nationalize me? I say, sir, when you say that, that means scam. And you ask them to get scammed. And usually they do. Because you will find somebody on the internet that say they the grand poobah or the yabba dabba, and they can get you some nationalized papers with a whole bunch of shit they got off the internet and laugh at you. And you're going to pull that shit out. And your ID is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequences. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's why the prophet said, stop flashing your cars at Europeans. What you think it's going to do? What do it replace? I ask everybody, what you think you finna replace? I ask every more, when they talk about they finna expatriate from this de facto government, what the hell do you mean? You ain't never asked nobody to really break that shit down and really break down expatriation, everything, read it, understand it. Nobody want to learn. Everybody get caught up with that shake weight era. That's how all Negroes get caught up in the well, all of them. And we just be stiff-necked and know you've been hustled, know you've been shammed, but won't say nothing and let somebody else go right down that alley. That shit messed up, man. But we want to talk about the European this, the European that. But we want to talk about our own people. I don't give a shit what no European did. They do that shit today. People, they've been doing that shit forever. When you talk about NAMBLA and all that crazy shit, man, please, I'm talking about us. Also, it's okay for them to do it, so we going to do it too. Just like in the record game. You want to talk about this and that, but when brothers get in position, they do the same thing. We ain't got time for that shit. They always do that shit to a poor community. Oh, yeah, I got some magic way to make you some money. No, you don't. You ain't got no magic way to make nobody no money. No, you don't. Shit don't work like that. I'm telling y'all, man, all that black stuff, that's craziness. How can anybody that love you talk about we black people, we know law? Well, and it do mean something if we globally, I understand about people tribes. I'm with that. I'm tribal too. But I understand nationality. I understand your nationality, your spirituality bring you back to that complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And no one's stripping you of your culture. No one. We get caught up in semantics. Everybody want to have notoriety for the wrong things. Notoriety is being known for the wrong things. I don't care about notoriety, man. I care about doing something, educating our children, having an infrastructure, teaching. We don't have to go no other platform and get books and do all this stuff and say, dude, like everybody talk about, well, they should be mad at Jeff Bezos. Why? Why are we even talking about Jeff Bezos? The world is opportunist. Anybody can sell whatever. They sell all these other crazy movies, Roots, and that shit fake. Negroes love Roots. When Roots come out, they get popcorn. That's some fake shit. European wrote the book Harold Colander. It's fake. Alex Haley plagiarized that shit. Just like goddamn Willie Lynch. Fake, 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 fake. Fake. Not mad at nobody. I'm not mad at nobody. I say, what we gonna do? Because none of this stuff stops me. None of this stuff stops you if we organize. If we stop saying, oh, look at it. What? Y'all, that's your brother. You let somebody put a line down your back, that's your brother. Look at him. That's why they said, go take your brother hiding. Go take him hiding amongst his cousins in Egypt. Go hide him. Go put him out there with the people. Go put him in there with his people. The people have to look like, come on, man. We can't do that. Oh, if you Bantu, you Zulu. Right? You Twahido. So what, brothers? What's up, my brother? Shalom, Hotep, whatever. Islam. I love you. Just like the prophet did. He brought all them brothers under science. I love you. We can't be looking at each other like that. And we all use the same books. We let people separate us. We can't be that blind, y'all. We cannot be that blind, family. Because no European, Albion, Trinidad, whatever you want to call it, has the power to do nothing to us. Everything that's, like I said, everybody have their own story. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I have my own story. No European had no power to do nothing to me. My brother was killed by somebody that looked just like me. We go to places where nobody like us. We get dressed up for that. We don't take the time to support these. We complain. Like right now, everybody talking about Kyrie Irving and a rapper. Kanye West and Jeff Bezos. I said, man, all we got to do is unite. Moors want the science. I got all the science. Moors say they Moors, Jews, all this. Well, who's your rabbi? We always act like having a map on the guy is something wrong. I say, why? We can use this internet for more than just pleasure things. I will hope. Right, man? This yarmulke hot, boy. It cool down here at night, though. Out here in Arizona, in this desert. But I understand about books and all that stuff, and historical facts. But the day of us arguing, of us, and let people see, it's almost like in the Roman days when they put us all in the gladiator field, and they say all they good is for is competing against each other, and not using this and say the only thing that we can have notoriety for is dribbling the ball or rapping. He said, "Well, come on, man. When you in Arizona, you should be legit. We cultural. We out here with farms, man. That's why I tell brothers we should do things culturally. I know a lot of brothers that do things, man. Like I know Amish people. Like when I got the 40 acres a long time ago, if people was following me a long time ago, when I used to do a crating, when I used to help people get jobs out of prison, and I just get them crating jobs. And you travel all over. You build crates for like when people be moving, and they built these double crates, and we traveled all over get these contracts. And I got the contracts from some European Jews. You know, it was like, hey, you want to do this? Yeah, like yeah, we got the trucks. We just don't have the time. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, yeah. You know. And so what we doing now, we also have land in Mojave, Arizona, and all the like brothers have skills. And like I said, we a conglomerate. We electric. Every brother that want to do things, we do it. That's the thing when I talk about skill set. And a lot of us have those skills, but we've been caught up with blindness, letting people tell us we should acquire a skill to how can I say it? Be self-sufficient. Because I don't mind nobody having a 9 to 5. If you don't have other things going on, you must take care of yourself. That's asinine for any more to tell you should go. The white man is. And I say, where you live, where you pay your rent, where you get your shoes, where you get your clothes, where you get your drawers, where you get your toilet paper, where you get your washing detergent. Do you make any of all that? Do you have a car? Did you buy it? All this stuff. All those things. So do you got a receipt for what you buy? Yes, so that's a contract. Like everything is a contract. Everything you do in life is a contract. What do you want your kid to do? You want your kid to be a criminal? No. And so when we talk about different nationalities, and when I can talk on the positive note, like when Kanye was speaking on the Jewish community, the European Jews, I can honor when he's saying the togetherness, the sticking together part. I can honor that. I'm with that. I'm all with the nobility and the nobleness. I'm with that. And all that's what we have to do is take all the positive and say, okay, well, we do this. We don't have a problem with this. We can do things lawfully. The religious laws say what we can do. We don't have no problem with organizing. The laws say we can do that. So that'd be my thing, man, when I tell people, if you're an adult, we do things the right way. We do things the right way at all times. And that's what I tell everybody. It comes to a level of where if you're dealing with nobility, no guy is going to lead you in a burning house or have you do something that's going to bring trouble to not only you or your family. Only people that can get hustle is those that have hustle written all over their face because they come in as more science as criminals. And I show y'all all cases. If any of my muftis on here, I show Moors all cases. I don't care about no clock of destiny. I don't care about no zodiac laws. I can show you all that. You still going to jail. I don't care what you did. That ain't not going to override what you've done in the law. You can talk about some consular courts. Well, if a Moor kill a U.S. citizen or vice versa, if that U.S. citizen kill a Moor, that Moor want to be judged in the same parameters of that U.S. citizen. That's the consular courts. That's big facts. So when anybody talk about they can do things and Moors and all this, or they ain't going to be convicted of no crime, that's a lie. And everyone should want the truth, and the truth should make you free. No one should want nobody to be lying to them or tell them some fraudulent shit and have you believe in that, and then teach a group of people and then younger people. And as you see these sovereign Moorish citizens on the internet, the thing that they be so passionate over the lie, like these older men be so passionate over the bullshit. I'm like, dude, they teaching y'all this in prison? Because the prison I go to, you can't teach that crap in prison. So you telling me you go to prison for whatever while, and then you get out and then do more criminal shit? That's crazy. Being a Moor don't mean you above no laws. That's why I say you can go on YouTube right now and pull up Moor sovereign citizen and see all these Europeans is making a mockery of these, whatever the Moors want to call them. And then I can show you the same amount of Europeans doing the same shit. Same shit. So what you talking about? So that's the elephant in the room. Because nobody have no problem with us uniting and being as one. They don't have no problem with no Europeans doing it. No European Jews, the Jewish communities. I mean, I base what I'm saying on what they love, the scriptures. And I base it on what we say we love. The scriptures, law, understanding who we are. But all this criminal stuff, man, nobody can nationalize you and denationalize you. That'll change you from the descendant nature of your foremothers and forefathers. Everybody, that's why do you ever see any Moors breaking down the exhument of the nation? They hold that book up. Or like one empress jumped in my inbox. She was like, you be having me cracking up. She was like, because you know them Negroes ain't read no exhument of the nation. She said, and then the woman, she was like, this is her. She like, the woman that went and bought it from Amazon for $230 to sit it on her shelf and could have got it for you for a plethora of price like she did, like I did. We printed it. And then she said when she went to Office Max and Staples, she got it for a little bit of nothing because the lady knew her. She was like, this is the whole book. And she said, that's exactly what we saying. We'd go somewhere and spend X amount of dollars. No, you ain't going to read it, but won't support this. And I said, they're not going to read Exhumed of the Nation because she one of them ladies that would talk about that she can nationalize you. I don't know what they thought they was going to do when they opened that shit up. Right in the introduction, that shit burned their fingers and they put that shit down like, oh shit. It tell on them. Right in the intro. And if anybody got the Exhumed of the Nation, if you don't have it, you know I'm telling the truth. It burned their fucking fingertips right off the nubs. It come off. Because they tell you like, man, whatever you're doing, you lying. You lying, you lying. You can't nationalize or denationalize nobody. Tell them to nationalize the Sudanese or Chinese. Can't do that shit. Only thing they can do is make you a Freemason or a liar. They can't. They can't. It's big facts. And a 10-10-9-9 is not no trust fund at the end of no Lucky Charm rainbow. That ain't nothing but an affidavit. I got it for everybody. It come from the CCRD, the county clerk, recorder of deeds. They ain't nothing but holders of what you say. See, these is big facts. These is big facts. I don't care how nobody feel. I don't care how long nobody been doing nothing. If you've been doing something for a long time and you know you went to jail for filing fake taxes and doing all this, people being killed for what you doing, you know that shit ain't righteous. People talk about they some nationalizing people under some Moorish American consulate, and I told people a long time ago that shit was fake. Or they say this and they got that. I said, man, it's fake. What? All that shit be staged, and we only do this shit to our own people. I tell you, I say, man, they only do this to their own people because they think you so stupid. They're not gonna come to me on my people with that garbage. I know people lost their houses, lost their marriages, lost their jobs. People talk about, oh, go right to provost marshal and turn in your license. I said, you getting ready to get walked out your job. Why you say that, Sheik? It's a right to work state. The next day, Sheik, can I talk to you? Absolutely not. Because I told your goofy ass what was going to happen. I told you. Well, the Stockholm trooper told me to file the paperwork and with the provost marshal, we under a different type of law and get some silver notes and do that. I said, man, jail. Goofy ass. One more, turn in his license. Talk about, they told me to turn in my license. I said, what's your occupation? Or you drive these semis. I said, so driving them semis is contingent on you having a certain type of license, ain't it? Yep. I said, you done. You done, mad as hell, talking about, I'm going to do this to them. No, you ain't going to do that to them. Ain't nobody force you. You goofy as hell. How you going to live? Man, we finna get this land. You niggas ain't finna do nothing. I can hear finna all day. How? You know how much it costs to build on land? Do you got land? Like what? Where? How? What you going to live just in the middle of nowhere and say you got land? That's I'm telling people they don't even be having real dreams and real stepping stones. People that's be jumping. And I said, anytime you jump like that, without looking at something, it's something going to happen, and it's either wrong or premeditated. And 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10 is both. And that's where I leave it, man. I'm done. I'm about to relax. I had a long day, but man, y'all know this stuff is real, man. And you can see all this stuff on YouTube. All these sovereign citizen wars getting pulled over with all this traffic stuff. I saw a girl at goddamn McDonald's trying to get it, talk about she a Moorish American, she don't got to pay no taxes on some McDonald's. You shouldn't even be there. And this is what we do. We make videos. See it work. Man, nobody care about that shit, man. That's really what these bums care about, is going somewhere and not paying taxes. See, Moors don't pay taxes. Man, religious people don't pay taxes, if you know that. No religious organization pay taxes on nothing. No purchases, no big purchase, nothing. I don't. So what we talking about? I say the shit crazy. Oh, I want to be a Moor because I don't want to pay tax. That's some goofy shit. That's goofy. That's what Moors say. I don't want to pay no taxes. Oh, I want to do this. What you think you're gonna do but go to jail? Some grown person talking that jive turkey shit. Or you finna file something and get something. Where? Or you finna cancel corporate debt. And do what? And do what? And I ask all these grown men, tell the truth. You know that stuff is lies. You know that stuff is crazy. Y'all done got caught up with catchphrases. Fiat. And don't y'all go to work to get fiat? How you pay your bills? Oh, it's okay for your empress to go get fiat. You run around all day talking about we teaching people their nationality while your empress go work 2 and 3 jobs. Or she on Section 8 and you doing nothing. Grown men. I know grown men smoke up all this girl money talking about I'm a Moor. Man, you ain't no Moor. You a bum. You ain't industrious. You ain't doing nothing. You don't have no skills. You ain't attracting nothing. You ain't learning nothing. You ain't teaching no kids. You ain't volunteering nowhere. All the time, people time is pleasurable time. No, relaxed time is relaxed time. After you done accomplished everything. Not all day, I'm going to do this all day. I'm going to do this all day. No, that's a part of you. After you done accomplished and been in the chamber and did all this and done all that and accomplished this and worked out and did this and fulfilled this. It's many parts of man. That's why I said this internet is fake. I leave y'all with peace, man. I leave y'all with love. I leave everybody, man, with peace and honesty. And thank y'all for taking time out y'all day. I really hope y'all come to Adapt class and Sunday school. We do it privately on Zoom. I gave y'all a treat for Sunday school. I just wanted to come on here and share some things because believe me, man, it's an honor for me to speak in academia, but it's nobody that really look like me, per se. It's a couple scattered. I like to come back and teach this and lecture this and also share all the books that people be there like waiting for me for, like, man, like this is amazing. And I say, this is not amazing to me. This is normal. This is what we're supposed to do. It's amazing to you because we are the teachers. And that's how it should be. We should always be like, yeah, this is what we do. Yeah, we rock with him. I don't want nobody to wait till my cup running all over and then want to be like, well, okay, I see what you're doing. No, you see what I'm doing. I'm honorable. I share everything that I have. If my mooch was on here, they know. This is what we do. We electric. We continue to grow every year. We're getting ready to have our 3rd annual Moorish Ball meet and greet in sunny Arizona. We're getting ready to have our 3rd annual Moorish Ball in sunny Arizona, January 6th, 7th, and 8th. in sunny Arizona. Saturday we got our ball out party where we're gonna be in our Moorish regalia, and then Sunday we having our black tie dinner, black fez dinner, taking everybody to the Herd Museum. I mean, we have a real infrastructure, and I mean education. And then Saturday we have adapt class. Adapt class when we teach history, law, and civics, because law governs all events. And I can use the Bible, the Quran, all that to justify everything I'm saying. Any prosecutor, attorney, any judge, anything, I guarantee you they would agree with me. Because I don't have to disagree with nothing. I'm going to do things based on the law, lawfully, which I have the right to do. Which what? Defend myself what? From truth. And rest my case, where it would be no rebuttal in no situation. How do I know that and be able to speak with confidence like that? Because I've done it. I've done it over and over and over and over. So that's what I ask my brothers and sisters. Check out our Temple and School webpage. It's bbtsciencetemple.com. Check out our book company, mypdfbooks.com. And then check out our other company, is moorishhaberdasher.com, where you can get all your Moorish American regalia and much, 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 much more. Join us, man, for Adapt Class Saturday and Sunday School Sunday. Look, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we wake up at 5 a.m. AZ time zone, work out on Zoom. I'll be on my workout page on IG. I am the Moorish trainer. And then through the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, we do it in the evening. No, Tuesday and Wednesday in the evening, Saturday and Sunday in the morning. So pretty much we work out every day. We give ourselves a break on Holy Day. But usually one of my muftis will do a Holy Day book reading, and we usually do it privately on Zoom. So we always doing something through the week to stay connected. Even on Monday, we have our Monday manifestation where we deal with business and everybody that's doing their business, making sure we on top of things, in our own area, because this is one body of many parts. I make sure all my nobles are bosses. If I'm a teacher and I lead, hell, I show my brothers how to fish. That's what this does. We are a wheel, and that wheel continue to go. That's how I say it, man. We just like Silicon Valley. We just like any other group that have a group of brothers that can lean off each other. It's 10 of us, it's 12 of us. We don't have a $1,200 problem. Why? Because we can do things and put things together. That's why I said we are one, man, and we do real things. And we have to be industrious. That's what our prophet was talking about. If we're buying books, which a lot of brothers just buy books and sit them on the shelf, every book you can think of, I have them. And I'm not bragging or nothing. I've done this stuff for a long time in academia and gathered a lot of books, spent a lot of money on research, building my home library with physical books, combining stuff to PDF, just like Google done. Google combined it and converted 25 million books to PDF, spent millions of dollars. And when I go around people that that have done some things like this on academia, this is what they talk about, and this is what we talk about. And I say all it takes is the support. We don't have to go to no other platform and get our wisdom if you're into that. A lot of the stuff that costs thousands of dollars, all I tell brothers is go in there and compare. Download it on your tablet. Go to Office Max and Staples and print them. I have European, Albion people, my Jewish brothers that don't even want to give money to those platforms. They say, no, you print them for me, Sheik. We want you to do them, Rabbi. And I say, okay, because it's worth it. And then we go over all the books. We break it down. We teach and we live it. It ain't about just reading and regurgitating a whole bunch of books. Because I ask person, what come first, the books or the man? And then if you can't live that, what's the use of learning how to build the airplane if you're never going to build the airplane? I understand you can have some book knowledge, but that knowledge must transcribe to wisdom. That's the thing of 360 degree of wisdom. That's just material knowledge. But 720 is the sum total of both material and spiritual. Those two must combine to our earth plane. It's a must. It's a must. Life is a mathematical equation. And if we know how to use this, which is a mathematical equation, and then this is inside in the flesh, and this is connected to this, it shouldn't be hard for that to flow freely. It shouldn't be hard for the Christness to come out, because the people should know my voice. This ain't hard. That's why I said we talk about the balance. Where's the balance? If you say you a Jew and all this, show me in the Bible where it say you a Jew. Show me your rabbi. Show me where you give homage to. Like, it's nothing wrong with that. We got to stop looking at each other as enemies and look at our brothers and scholars and educators exactly that, who we are. I mean, Dr. Ben was my age. John Henry Clark was my age. Ivan Van Serter was my age. Sheikh Anna Diop was my age. Dr. Francis Cress Wilson was my age. Anthony Robeson was my age. My brother that did Tony Brown's journal was my age. Chancellor Wilson was my age before. Our Prophet Noble Drew Ali was my age before. We don't diss educators in wisdom. If they was here in the flesh, they'd be like, yeah. We sat at a round table. That's why I asked all my brothers, I said, pull up Tony Brown's journals and see if any of our scholars and educators was arguing with each other. See if Khalid Muhammad was arguing with his brothers, or was he debunking, no disrespect, European lawyers and all them people. All this stuff been done. Steve Coakley already talked about the Greek is a fraud and the Jewish stuff, all this stuff. This is no mystery. And then I can come from first a hand view from what the Jewish text speak. Why? Because I'm a rabbi. That's why. I'm a Moorish rabbi. I said plainly. Nobody had no problem with me. Like why? If you say that, I should at least be able to see that. If I couldn't speak, you would know who I be by what I represent. By what you would see. How? Visually. You don't see me with no Yankee hat on. I don't play for the Yankees. The hat's nice, but I'm an adult. If you see me with a baseball hat on, I'm playing baseball or I'm working out. If you see me in attire, I'm a man with my overcoat on and it's chilly. I'm gonna have my overcoat with my fez on or my turban. Why? Because that's who I am. Or my yarmulke or my shemag with my kaifa on it. Because that's who I am. Everything about me is in the biblical scriptures. Everything from my turban to my attire. This just is modern wear. I can accept modern wear. I don't always wear my Moorish garbs. I can accept modern wear because I'm okay with that. I don't let nobody tell me what I can and can't do. I know how to do what I do in a respectable manner because that's who I am. I deal with nobility. And when I go in places, I want to identify with the people. But I have my national guards and my religious garbs on at all times. For it be no doubt, no question. And I cross all perspectives. And even in Masonry, which all my Jewish brothers know, and my brothers that's under Kemetic science, there's no disrespect. No disrespect to nothing. But it is a higher understanding. And we got to stop lying and hide things to our brothers and sisters. And we do have to come together. And we do have to support some just like everybody else. And let's see what will happen. Because this is what I do. There's nothing wrong with supporting something. I guarantee you, this is everything that you want. Especially historicalness, spiritual-wise, coming together, seeing things materialize. We are builders. That's the thing we love. We are Masons. Being a Moorish, that's your pedigree. Being a Mason is having this understanding. Just like when I tell people, I'm a foreman. What you mean, Sheik? I know how to deal with people with strengths. I take your strength and make it work. I'm not going to put a person in a position where their strength is not going to exhume. Just like in business, I do SWOT analysis on everything. It's nobody has a weakness. That's an opportunity to get better. It's no threat. Why? Because that's an opportunity to grow and learn and build. So as a good foreman, as a good rabbi, as a good medicine man, we should know how to put a team together and do righteous things. Because see, it's not just about book wisdom, it's about this. Because what was first, the man or the book? You see what I'm saying? I know a lot of people can read books just to trick you, but then after the books, it has to be some spiritualness. It has to be some higher understanding that makes a man connect to that God essence, to that generator, operator, destroyer, to that master, able to noble, right? To connect that essence, that God essence, that Christ light, that cherubim, that cerebral, that exhumed from within. There's nothing wrong with that, man. So that's why I say, man, we come in peace, and all this is more science. You can't say this more science, this bits and pieces. It's all more science in a paradigm, and comedic science is a part of it. We're not Shriners, we are the shrine. If that's not the case, what you think the European and the Negro Masons hide? When I talk about these are the tools that perfect ourselves, that build us up, that give us character, that's in your Mor's Quran. So, and it all connects to the unto thee I grant. It all connects to the silent brotherhood of the East. It all connects to everything we're talking about. So if that's the case, we have to understand what is more science. Understanding that God and man is one. Everything else is nationality pertaining to all levels of law, per se. And that's a big fact. That's a big fact. And we have to be truthful that a lot of brothers came into the science thinking more science is just a way to get out of criminal behavior and to get out of crime. And you hear people talk about they some master writ writer, or they can nationalize you. I said, where? Where's all this coming from? Like where all this coming from? That's why I don't say names. I know how these temples go. I come from the temple. I understand how that shit go. But I can tell you from verbatim. Can't nobody make you nothing. And the teachings and the temple is not the science. It's the head. It's that person that's given the science, no matter if it's male or female, that exhumes God. Because the science, the temple, is wherever man go. It's wherever Allah is. We can do this on the internet, in the park, like I always do. I can do it in the college campuses, which I do, universities, synagogues, hotels, anywhere, with love and speak truth. That's where the science goes. But a building is not it. And if we get caught up with a building, I can say, man, these buildings are falling apart. Because the Moore Science Temple in my city of Flint, Michigan, I'm not even going to go there and say what it's all about. I know how we do. I know how we do. So I love everybody, man. Like I said, if there's any wisdom, any books, y'all know y'all can get stuff from me. Check my Instagram page out. Y'all know I'm on IG. And I mean, be my guest on Sunday school and adapt class privately. Because, man, all this week and all the rest of the month, I'm giving biblical truth. If you say you the Jew and all this, you don't need a film. Nothing's wrong with a film. Don't get me wrong. Something that's made, you need to speak from truth and use what everybody uses and be able to rest your case and say, well, now, what is your argument? It's none. Because I hear people say they Hebrew Israelites. I get you. And I'm not going to have no argument with my brother like we in no gladiator ring. I would never do that to my brother and sister. But in academia, if we was in a court of law and we had to prove our case, I bet you I'll rest my case and then there'll be no rebuttal. I bet you I can say, okay, well, if anybody lose, you got to be locked up for 3 days. I'm with it. A lot of people be like, well, sign the contract and say if you prove it wrong with people that don't have no biasness and can judge this based off the lawfully, I'm willing to put 3 days for myself in jail based off what you know and let the chips fall. I guarantee you, I'm walking right out of there. And I'll let you go first. Pertaining to law, not with nobody public opinion, not with nobody said, please don't come with no Black Laws Dictionary because that's going to be trash. We're going to laugh at that if you come with that. You're going to be automatically expelled because that's nothing. And it's not going to prove nothing what you're trying to defend. You're going to come with all these cases that's out of jurisdiction, which if you listen clearly what these Moors, we talk about this Hawaii stuff. And I said, dude, you out of jurisdiction. That has nothing to do with carrying a firearm, this, that, and the other. I promise you. It had to do with open carry. A lot of stuff people don't be reading the whole cases. I'm like, these people talking. I'm telling you, you're not going to come to that with me. I love to read. I read contracts. I get paid for this shit. I know people real names. I'll be like, dude, okay, well, this is person name. Look at this case. Look at this case. Look at this case. You'll be like, this person been doing this shit forever. You'll be like, this person was in the military with a low-ranking person. Like, this person been working on the fire for you. Wait the fucking minute. Wait a minute. You'll start be like, okay, well, how does this person know this person? Damn, you will see all in with guns. You'll see them all with guns. And then talk about they ain't no militia, but the dude to say that they was. And he told on everybody. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all can't be mad at nobody. And I told y'all this shit was gonna happen. I told every more, I said, be careful, y'all. They're like, what she, I said, just be careful. And I said, I probably give a divine warning. I said, please be careful, everybody that's doing this stuff on the internet, saying they sovereign citizens, getting cars, putting these foreign nationals. And then don't you know in some states, renunciating your citizenship is a felony in some states? And then you pay somebody for a stack of paper. And them brothers be really, really, really on that shit. Do you know the agents that we free? Yeah, I get that, but that don't have nothing to do with you driving this vehicle on this hot. Well, you know we got the right to. I know you do, sir. I know you do. But once again, you can't arbitrarily explain this. And they be happy to see I got away, man. I ain't okay. Fine, brother, keep doing that. I ain't tripping on you got away. I ain't tripping on that. I ain't for hire. I ain't doing, man. That's I ain't this. But you broke as hell. You doing all this shit, but you broke. See, they can't mess with me. Okay. You go out of town with that shit with your family, and your shit be gone. And then you have, and then you know you got to get your stuff out of Empire, and it be contingent on you having X, Y, and Z, especially on their rules and their laws to get your shit out of Empire. So you should waste all your time knowing that's gonna happen. Man, come on, tell the truth. Grown people, I'm talking about not no teenagers, grown people that done messed their lives up. These middle-aged people, and I say our men crazy, the mental health is messed up. And I don't blame, let me see. I blame the men, especially a lot of women that's with the men, if they don't stop their men from this craziness and let them mess their lives up. I know a woman that the police was pulling over every day because the dude had some foreign national plates on his car. And he used to make his girl drive like, the police gonna mess with me, you drive it. And they pull her over every day, make her late for a job. You clown. You a clown. And I'm saying, man, we do all that stuff. Lost her car. Got her car all in impound for tags. I said, dude, so this lady got a lease on a car that's in the impound. Man, that shit to me is craziness. She had her car all legit before she met you. Before she met you, and man, I was cool this, that, and the other. I met this dude telling me I don't got to do this, don't pay my bills, cut my power off, this, that, and the other. The white man is, he gonna cancel corporate debt, do all this stuff, out of there, done, everything over. Had to rebuild their whole self. Big fucking facts. I know a lot of them brothers be poor as hell. I don't care, man. And I told y'all be careful. And now all this shit coming to the light. Ain't that sad with men and women, the internet. And then these people be recording all these women all over. They think a white fez and a gold tassel or a fez black, but all that means something. I said, dude, that shit don't mean poo freaking diddly. None of it. None of it. None of that stuff mean nothing if you're not honorable. None of it. You still go to jail. You still don't pass go. You still can lose everything. The social worker still can come over your house and take your kids, which they have. You still get arrested live. Talk about this is my land. Still. Get all these little bullshit cases to that shit compile up so much, and you be locked up because you can't post bail. And then you got to get a bail bondsman. I know how this shit go. And in certain states, bail bondsman is illegal. All these Europeans got these bail bondsmen because they know you finna get out of jail for some change. All them brothers out on bail and got a jury by trial. Look them up. It's the Free Information Act. Precedent law cases, doc number, look it up and see if I'm saying anything false about anybody. I'm telling you how not to get caught up. I'm telling you how all these people say they know the law and then be trying to get donations, talk about they trying to get lawyers and all this. What the hell did you talk about? They talk, any lawyers on the British Anatolia Registry. So why are you trying to get one? What you collecting donations for? Is this person supposed to be a beta know the law? If you competent enough, the law say you should know the law. Because getting some degree in law don't mean you know the law. See, these big facts. So why you get in trouble, you say you say all this, any lawyer that's under the British Anatolia Registry and they put you back in slavery, they say people, I get all that. Well, why you want one? Why you want one? Somebody asked me that. When they get in trouble, you have no more lawyer. You know what they be wanting to do? I want to get me a Jewish lawyer. All the Jews you talk about, all the stuff, you go get you a European Jewish lawyer. or you go get you a court-appointed. When you don't have no money, you get a court-appointed attorney. But 9 times out of 10, you go get you a BAR, a British Annotated Registry lawyer that's under the bar, that work for the courts. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Because if you got jury by trial, Morris, don't you got to have an attorney unless you're defending yourself? Yes or no? Yes or no? Come on. If you having a jury by trial, it's either 2 options. You either defend yourself, and they got to see if you're competent enough to defend yourself in jury trial, or you have a court-appointed attorney that you can plead, or you already done plead to a lesser charge. That's what they finna do, and you hoping whatever, or you pay a lawyer, whatever you want to call it, right? 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 And if you say you got the right of a speedy trial and you keep postponing it, what you trying to do? See? I ask people this. You talk all this stuff on the internet, you get in trouble. Who's defending you in your best right? You say you're more, where your Morris legal team? Where that person that's defending you in your best right? I'll wait. You know it and I know it. You know it and I know it. When all them brothers that done jump bail, paid all that money, okay, when they get caught and they go to court for jury trial and all that, who are gonna be defending these brothers? Do they all got the same, how can I say it, court-appointed attorney or paid attorney? Do they all got different attorneys? Hell, are this person gonna plead to this and tell on all of them? Vice versa, that this person gonna write something down and tell first, you're gonna go to court, the person already done told and get it the deal, and he already done dropped the dime, that's why he just ran his mouth, he already done signed a contract, said what it was. What is it? Is it 3 of them? Is it 3 of them together against this, that, and the other? Because if it's jury trial and all of them got jury trial, you either have a court-appointed attorney, a paid attorney, lawyer, whatever you want to call it, or you competent enough to defend yourself. Ain't no other way. No other way. And if the brothers talk about raising money, you trying to raise money to get a court-appointed attorney. Because most of them out on bail. So what, you want some money to get some snacks in jail, or you trying to raise money for a defense team? What defense team? These people say they part of temples and all this. They also good with guns, but you ain't good with this. That's what I be telling people, man. Look, just because you think you good with this shit, you done been to the fucking military, don't mean you know how to use this shit right here. You got to have thinkers. You got to have people that know how to do this to lead people. If you're an army or person that's a low-rank military person, you need to stay in your place. I ask people these serious questions. If you get in trouble and you got jury trial and you don't have no money to get no paid lawyer that's going to defend your case, I don't care how much money you paying, you either got that or you got a court-appointed attorney that work for the fucking courts. Or you competent enough to say, I'm going to defend myself, which they not competent enough. They don't even know how to read them laws. And I say, man, I know the shit they be doing. Man, they done already done a deal in the chambers. Quick pro quo. They already done did it. They already done discussed the shit. Done deal before it go. You ain't nobody. You ain't got enough money. We gonna make an example out you. Okay, cool. We'll lock you up for being stupid. You can't get locked up for being stupid. Okay. Don't think a whole bunch of brothers in jail for being stupid. Brothers done did all that, had priors. You know, did all this and then never been in trouble before and jump bail. That's a felony. And these brothers ain't going nowhere. You don't have no money. You ain't went to no different country. You ain't went to your mother's land like the Bible say. These brothers still be having phones, making videos. They ain't tripping. We get you caught up with everybody else. We get you caught up with a whole bunch of goofy ass Moors plotting to do something else. And then everybody else got to be agents. Mess up everybody's life. See? I told y'all, man. Be careful, family. I love y'all in peace.